So next up, I'm happy to introduce Simone Corticas from Utrecht University Library.
I want to start my talk with a statement we at Utrecht University Library strongly believe in. University libraries have lost their role in discovery of scientific information. They better focus on delivery. In the next 15 minutes, I will first explain to you how we came to our decision to focus on delivery instead of worrying about discovery. I will tell you what actions we undertook to prepare ourselves and our users to a new situation, and I'll show you what obstacles we have to overcome to facilitate delivery. And I'll spend some words on the reaction of our users on the first step we made. The aim of this presentation is to encourage you to rethink and evaluate your own efforts on discovery and delivery. We think that many of the problems we are facing now can only be solved when we as libraries, publishers and vendors collaborate closely together on delivery issues. I'm working as a consultant and project manager at Innovation and Development Department of Utrecht University Library in the Netherlands. I'm happy to speak here in Harrogate at the UKSG conference in this challenging track on discovery together with my former speakers. Therefore, I want to thank UKSG for inviting me to this conference. Although I'm standing here on my own, I will of course talk on behalf of my Utrecht colleagues who share with me the same ideas on discovery and delivery. Like every other library, we've always offered our users a catalogue. In 2002, we built our own discovery tool, Omega, aimed at finding scientific electronic journal articles. At that time, we were able to explain the division to our users. Looking for print material, go to the catalogue. Looking for electronic journal articles, search Omega. In the last few years, things have been changing rapidly. New commercial discovery tools such as Primo and Samem entered the library market, and we had lost our pioneering role. Meanwhile, more and more users were finding their way to our licensed journals through larger and stronger search engines like Google Scholar, freely available on the internet and containing massive amounts of scientific material. And our users also switched to databases we paid for, such as Web of Science and Scopus. Our statistics showed that the use of our library catalogue and Omega was relatively decreasing, whereas the use of our licensed journals was still growing. The chart shows the search behavior of Utrecht users. The amount of searches in WebOPEC and Omega, the two bottom lines, light brown and red, stay equal over the years, while at the same time the amount of searches in Google Scholar, the pink line, is increasing enormously. International studies and user statistics show that students and scholars are moving away from the library websites and the online library catalogues. In this chart, published in a document called Redesigning the Academic Library, an international survey showed in 2010 that 83% of the students start their search in a general search engine on the web. None of the students used the library website as a starting point. 47% of scholars use a specific research database, and only 18% used the library catalogue, and that was 2010. So, if scholarly information can increasingly be found via publicly accessible search engines like Google Scholar, and via paid multidisciplinary and subject-specific search engines, we concluded in 2012 that we could shut down our custom-made discovery tool Omega, that there was no need to buy and implement another Utrecht discovery tool, and that we wanted to focus predominantly on delivery. We decided to hold on to our web OPAC for the time being, and that we had to rethink the role of the library in providing access to scientific information. Before we started our project to phase out Omega, we did a user survey interviewing 30 users of Utrecht University, 12 researchers and 18 students of our 7 faculties. Far most searches were searches for full-text articles, and far most searches were started in Google Scholar. Our latest statistics show that the trend moves on in the same direction. Before we could shut down our search engine Omega, which had served our students for more than 10 years, we had to prepare our users and ourselves. Because despite the fact that other search engines had become increasingly popular over the years, we had to take into account that our user statistics still showed relevant numbers of searches, 1.2 million searches in Omega each year, and approximately 2.5 million searches of our web OPAC every year. So we had to inform our users, explain our decision, and offer them alternative and better ways of finding. We made an extensive communication plan prior to switching off Omega. We had to change our library website, and we had to change our instructions and support. At the beginning of 2013, we started communicating better ways of finding using social media and all other channels we could think of to try and reach students and faculty staff. We had chosen to make it a positive message, showing alternative and better search paths. And we knew, of course, that there were going to be disappointed users as well. We changed our library website. We removed the search boxes from our homepage and instead offered a new structure around possible needs of those users who still came to our library website for help. And on the sub-pages, we gave them more extensive information about searching for literature, managing data, managing your literature, and publishing. And of course, we had to change instruction and support, because for 10 years we told them, start your search at Omega, and we had to come up with something else. We added LibGuides on the effective use of search engines and tools to our suite of LibGuides. On Sunday, September 1st, 2013, Omega was switched off as planned. The first days we were prepared to receive complaints, face all kinds of problems. But almost nothing happened, no major complaints. But there were, of course, a lot of hits on the Searching for Literature webpage. And immediately on September 2nd, on the Monday, there was an enormous increase of visits to Google Scholar via our proxy server. Google thought they were searched by a robot, and they replied with a CAPTCHA. By now, more than half a year later, I can tell you that we didn't face any major problems, that we didn't receive any major complaints. Yes, of course, we received emails from disappointed users, mostly humanities students, but we were able to get them on the right track again. So far about the support to our former Omega users. As said, most of the users were already out there on the web in the cloud. What can we do for them? Improve delivery, continuously work on improving delivery. By means of adding holding information to discovery tools. For example, we uploaded 250,000 missing holdings to the Dutch national catalogue, and from there automatically synchronizing them to WorldCat. We are offering our SFX knowledge base to Google Scholar so that Google knows to which journals the Utrecht users have access. We offer our repository with Utrecht dissertations, but also with digitized objects from our special collections for harvesting through OEIPMH. And very important, supply easy authentication for off-campus users, promoting federative authentication through what we call in the Netherlands SurfConnect. Actions which are not new to us or to our colleague libraries, but because of our focus on delivery, we see and realize how often things go dramatically wrong. Links that don't work well, material that is not findable at all, and users who don't know how to get access to the licensed material. To try to solve this off-campus access problem, we developed a simple bookmarklet. Users can add the bookmarklet, which is a JavaScript, to their browser. And when they are on a page without access, they click on the bookmarklet and they can log in with their Utrecht ID and password. Phasing out Omega and improving delivery were projects for 2013. We now have embedded this focus on delivery in our organization and our work processes. We keep track on where our users are by means of trend watching, international studies, user surveys, and of course also our own user statistics. We cooperate with other libraries or groups of libraries as much as possible to be more able to influence suppliers and vendors and publishers to use international standards to improve linking mechanisms and to offer smooth access to licensed users. Our next challenge will be to phase out our web OPAC as an end-user discovery tool, because we believe that the OPAC is already dead. In the world we live in today, it seems, well, at first I wrote down ridiculous, but I thought, well, in the world we live in today, it seems silly to try to seduce your users to start their search in a local library catalogue. The Utrecht holdings are part of the Dutch National Catalogue, and through there we are part of WorldCat as well. We are looking in this direction to see if we can give our users a sufficient alternative. An alternative that brings them quickly and smoothly to material, print or electronic, we have on our shelves or we can give access to. I want to end my talk with a concise summary of the Utrecht vision. Without your own discovery tool, without your own web OPAC, you might feel stark naked. However, we have to admit that others can do a better job on discovery, so don't spend too much time on this. Make a big deal of your delivery task and rethink the way you can provide value to your users. Thank you very much for your attention.